I will we'll get through the speech here, the ribbon cutting, and then you all can get on to the real reason you're here, which is free champagne and pizza. My name is Bruce Lundquist, and I'm one of the owners of Riddle. My partner Rebecca Faust is standing here out of the spotlight momentarily, but we're going to drag her in here in a minute to do the ribbon cutting. I want to welcome all of you here today and thank you all for coming. I know we have friends and family and associates of Riddle here, and we're very happy to have you here. We've had a fairly tumultuous 4 or 5 months moving down here from Hopland. It's a little bit ironic. We actually started our business partnership down here in Healdsburg, found our location to start our business up in Hopland, and 8 years later we find ourselves back in Healdsburg, and we're happy to be back here. I know in particular my partner is, she has a 5-minute drive to work now, so much more hospitable in that regard. You always have to, at one of these ceremonies, give some thank yous, and usually I don't have a cue card, but today I do, because I don't want to forget people, and if I do forget anybody or I forget to thank some of you, it's not because deep down in our hearts that Rebecca and I aren't very grateful for everything you've done for us. So if somebody doesn't get mentioned, it's not an intentional slight by any regard. It's just simply everybody here wants to get on with the festivities. Before I get to the thank yous, I want to tell you all that over the last couple of days, obviously there's been some fairly tumultuous events over in Napa, and certainly our hearts and prayers have gone out to our brethren on the other side of the hill. They, like us, are in the middle of crush over there, and there's also obviously a lot of people in the wine, outside of the wine industry, who have been affected over there, and so we, I think, start today's ceremonies kind of keeping them in mind and hoping that they have a swift recovery. I want to thank our contractors who rushed us along here to try to get things done. Edinger, very much thanks to you. They have been suffering under the check is in the mail line for me for about 4 months now, and about the time they're ready to close shop on us, the check arrives, so they give us another 30 days. But no, they've been very patient. Our schedule's been pretty challenging, and but they have been troopers. CCI, Design Group, really appreciate them. Really appreciate the support we received from Mechanics Bank and Jason Hine, who has backed this project. Been very supportive, and we thank all of them for what they've done for us. We couldn't be here without them. I want to thank the city of Healdsburg. We have been welcomed down here by the city with open arms, and that's a good feeling. They have been incredibly cooperative with us in terms of trying to help us get started here. They have been very responsive to us, and it's just been a pleasure to work with them right from the first meeting on to where we are now, every step of the way. They've been just great folks to work with, and we're very appreciative of that kind of cooperation. We want to say a big thank you and hello to our neighbors and friends who decided to come here today. You've probably been hearing about this project from the sidelines, and now we're seeing it firsthand, so we welcome you. We welcome all of our clients who made the trip in here today. Obviously over the next year or so we'll see more of those folks come through, but for those who made it here today, we're very appreciative. We have a big client base and growing, and we're very happy, and I'm looking for the word here, we're very appreciative and grateful for our clients. You know, we are not a business, we're a service business, so without a client, we don't exist. And so we're very thankful for our clients and their continued use of our services. I want to give a shout out to our landlords who are here today. The Opperman family owns this building, and they have been terrific to work with. Mark Opperman and the rest of the family have been absolutely great. Our landlords up north at Geyserville, where we're currently crushing fruit. Some of our staff is not here. They're actually in the middle of harvest up there. The Murphy family is here today, and I want to thank them as well. They've been terrific to work with, and we're very appreciative of those relationships. I want to also thank our employees. you know, you don't get here without good people. And we have been particularly blessed by having a great group of employees. We started 8 years ago with 8 people. I think right now, seasonally, in the middle of harvest, we're probably close to 70 or 80. But it's certainly grown over the years, and but we're not anything without really good employees. They have gone through non-stop 100-mile-an-hour days here from the time we started moving out of Hopland, and really with no break right into harvest, trying to set up our bottling lines, which you'll see here shortly, and get our operations running. And honestly, they still have 2 or 3 more months of nothing but hard work to go through. And so Rebecca and I are incredibly appreciative of all of them and all the efforts they put forth for us, and in particular, having to be away from their families because they're working a lot of hours, and it just can't be any fun to have to do that just week in, week out. So we are very appreciative of their efforts, and I could say thank you 100 more times. It wouldn't be enough for what they've done for us. Finally, I know if Rebecca was speaking right now, she's not a public speaker, but I know if she was speaking right now, she'd be thanking her family. I know she's probably thanked them privately, but her children, Mark, Jessica, her son-in-law Matt, Max, and her husband Alan. They have been incredibly supportive throughout this last 8 years, trying to get us to this moment. Her sisters, Sharon and Cynthia, have also been incredibly supportive. We're very fortunate to have their talents as part of our organization now, but without them, I think that there wouldn't have been quite as much wind in Rebecca's sails, and I know that deep down inside she's incredibly appreciative of the support she's received from them. And finally, I am also grateful for my family. My wife and I have 6 children. When I started this venture with Rebecca, my youngest daughter, my youngest of 6, was in the 3rd grade, and now she's a junior in high school. And time has raced by, and our kids are growing up, and certainly along the way you have some regrets about some time not spent with them. And while I'm very proud of what we've accomplished, certainly they've had to sacrifice along the way, most especially my wife Denise. She's been to a lot of different public events or celebrations, whatever, and I always get done with these things, and then it's like, you know, somebody comes up to me and says, "You didn't thank your wife." So my wife Denise is right over here. I'm thanking her publicly today, because without her support, I wouldn't be here today and have this venture with Rebecca. Both Rebecca and I kind of jumped off the cliff 8 years ago, put everything we had on the line. I think our families were about 25% informed of the decision. The other 75% they kind of figured out as they went along, but it was too late for them to back out and too late for us. So here we are all those years later, and we're very grateful. Thank you, Denise, and thank you for my kids for everything you've done. So once again, we're very happy to be back here in Healdsburg, looking forward to our time here, and in the years ahead. It's going to be a great venue. I think what you'll see inside here, I think will make a strong impression on you as well. And so with that, I'd like to ask some of the dignitaries here, members of the chamber and members of the city, to come up here and help Rebecca and I cut the ribbon. You want to come up here? Come on up here. No need to be shy. Let's get you folks up here.
Where's the scissors? Where's the scissors?
I know there's scissors here because I see them around that young lady's arm. There we are. So. Rebecca, right on in here. Yeah, right in the middle there. We get the tall guy there. So we'll hold that. Ken, if you can hold that pot with me, and then we'll be ready to go here.
Closer.
Everybody needs to scooch in here a little bit, I guess, for the official photo here.
Ken, getting closer. More.